So, Céad Míle Fáilte, 7 days of rebellion in song. And I'm standing here once again in the graveyard where Teresa Brayton is buried in Kilbrook in County Kildare. She has a claim to be the poetess of the rebellion of 1960, and she paid a tribute to many of the leaders with her beautiful talent as a poet. And many of those poems I put to music, and in many ways Teresa Brayton epitomized the bard, and the bard that pays a tribute to the courage and bravery of the patriots of 1960. And one of those patriots was Roger Casement. And Roger Casement epitomized the wider support that the rebellion had amongst the Irish people, because he was not executed in Kilmainham jail. He was hanged later in Pentonville prison in England. And I think the death of Roger Casement and his murder, indeed reminds us of the savagery of English authority when it comes to dealing with Ireland. Many notable people around the world petitioned the British government to have his life spared, but they refused all petitions. And Casement was a human rights activist. He was a man that, seeing the misery and suffering that colonialism had brought on nations and peoples around the world, and he fought to end it. And he made a stand that at that time was a very challenging one in terms of world politics. So Roger Casement, for his treatment by the British government, will always be remembered for the vengeance that was part of their actions. And when he was hanged in Pentonville prison, Teresa Brayton wrote these words: "They took the title from his name, that paltry gift of Britain's hand, nor saw a laurel wreath of flame for him today in every land. They stood him on the gallows tree, with eyes blindfolded from the light, nor saw down all the years to be his soul a sword of truth and light. They hanged him high in Pentonville, uncoffined there his ashes lie, a mound of dust that may not thrill to sun or shade or sea or sky. But somewhere far beyond our ken, o'er awful vistas yet unrolled, that dust shall spring to fighting men, as sprang the dragon's teeth of old. They murdered him in Pentonville, while howling mobs profaned the air, like wolves who only dare to kill when the whole pack is gathered there. But others of his countrymen knelt in the dust for him who cried, I give my life for Ireland then, God take my soul before he died. God took his soul, God heard his cry, God gouged and reckoning ye set, above the farthest reach of sky, Casement's immortal coronet." They're the words of Teresa Brayton in that beautiful poem tribute to Roger Casement, who was executed in August of 1916. And the song, of course, that was written in County Kerry remembers his courage and bravery, Lonely Banna, Strand, the Ballad of Roger Casement.